Mr. Phelps. This is your mission should you choose to accept it. Should you or any member of your IM force be caught or killed, the Secretary will disavow all knowledge of your actions. Ethan Hunt will be your point man as usual. Good luck, Jim.
Simple game. Is he serious?
Always.
It's much worse than you think.
We're being ambushed. Abort, that's an order. They knew we were coming. Do you read me?
I don't care how he did it. I want to know why he did it. You're worried about me. Why you survived.
I'm sure we can find something I have that you need.
No one sent me.
These guys are trained to be ghosts. Let's not waste time chasing after him. Let's make him come to us. Find something that's personally important to him and you squeeze. This whole operation was a decoy. I can understand you're very upset. You've never seen me very upset.
This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We just lost Andrew, but he will be back. Welcome back, everybody. Or if you are new here, welcome. I am the Wolfman, or Wolfman 314 today, if you all know the reference from the movie we're watching. We were about a couple years ago, I guess you could say, we were here doing our Mega Impossible review series for you guys, where we were reviewing each film. But now we are back with a Mega Impossible commentary series. I thought this would be a really fun way to conclude it off by doing a commentary for the films this time. So I'm excited, and I'm joined by a big panel of Mission Impossible fans, and this is going to be a fun time. We're going to go through every single film for you guys. Then we're going to review Final Reckoning when that's out, and then give you guys our whole franchise ranking and kind of thoughts on the entire franchise. So that should be a lot of fun, doing a deep dive every week up to the release of the new film. So a lot of stuff to look forward to. But yeah, thank you both for joining me. I know y'all are both fans of this. Thank you, Ross, for being here.
Yep, I love this movie. And then I want to say this early on. I wish that the newer movies, I think that they are better, but I wish that they would have a storyline like this combined with the action of the newer ones. And I think we'd have the best Mission Impossible movie ever.
Yeah, because I think
the stories are okay, they're good, but they're not like this. Where I knew everything, but watching it as an adult, it actually gets pretty complicated that a kid wouldn't get, because I saw this back in 1998, on VHS.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And funny enough, I found out this was the last movie to be released on BETA video cassette. Betamax video cassette. I found out this was the very last movie released on it.
Wow. Yeah,
this movie was also on Laserdisc too.
Which is funny, because we'll talk about it at the very end. They have a video cassettes that they are playing on the airplane. She brings him,
because if this movie was on Laserdisc, guess what? Do you know what Laserdisc is exactly, though, guys, or no?
Yeah, Laserdisc is basically almost like vinyl, but for actual.
Yeah, if you take a DVD, and you times it by 5, see?
Yeah, it's like it's almost the size of like a vinyl record. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe hopefully I can do that documentary for you guys about physical media at some point that I want to do. But until then, I'm just doing a bunch of research on it, and yeah, that was pretty cool. That Mission Impossible was the last film released on Betamax. And this film, I agree. I think the plot of this film is so strong. It's got some of the best one of the best plots of the movie, and the action, while not as on par with the rest of the film, there is some really good tension that is in this film.
Exactly.
Well. So yeah,
I don't see this movie as an action movie. I see this as a spy thriller with some action peppered in.
Yeah,
is how I see it. Where the other ones are action movies, like all of the ones, it's an action movie. But this one is like, oh, this feels like a good spy thriller.
Yeah, no, I completely agree on that. So
and this director too is very, very versatile, huh?
Oh yeah, Brian De Palma, and there's some shots in here that I'm going to talk about when we're watching the movie that are very Brian De Palma shots that I was like, you can definitely see his
blue running. That's all I'll say.
Oh yeah,
the blue walking,
blue running, a few other stuff, and also like, yeah, he's a great director. I'm exploring some of his work right now, but from like Carrie to Scarface to I think Sisters.
Love Blowout.
Blowout. Yeah, a lot of really good iconic ones. So with that said, guys, let's start this movie, Mission Impossible. I'm excited to get into this and do a deep dive discussion and commentary for all of y'all watching along with us. Where you guys can watch the film is on Paramount Plus. It is streaming on there. So if you guys want to, and it's also on Amazon Prime as well. So if you guys want to,
I think they're linked now, aren't they?
Really?
Yep. I like pretty sure. Yeah.
Amazon and what? Paramount?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah. So I guess it might be on Amazon Prime. But I know for sure it's on Paramount Plus, and you can also rent it on VOD if you guys don't own it. I'm watching it on Blu-ray, but I'm excited to get this one going. So I will count down from 5, and then this movie will self-destruct. All right, let's go. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. There we go.
First of all, I just want to say that I love the military-style drumming in the opening of this movie.
Yeah, the score was done by Danny Elfman, who does actually a really incredible job with the score, and he technically is the person to invent this kind of Mission Impossible score that we know today. I mean, I know the TV show invented the theme song, obviously, when the TV show was around, but like in terms of the movies using it, like it was Danny Elfman.
And I love the score of these movies. Like they really do a good job with score in these movies.
I wonder how come more movies don't do this nowadays too. Emilio Estevez was actually uncredited, and I think they said that his like cameo was a surprise. So,
oh really? Interesting.
And I don't know why more movies don't do that. One movie did it recently, and that's it. Dude, which one?
Which one?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh really? The new one?
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Or
I would also love for more movies to do stuff like what they did with Scream, where it's like they advertise a big star like a Drew Barrymore level, and then they just kill them off at like the beginning, and you think that they're the lead.
Like Psycho did that too.
Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, just right from the opening, this like hooks you in. You're like, whoa, what is going on? Like, what are they watching? What is?
I actually have a good idea though
what is
too
all
for
this?
the channel too with this. You know what?
What?
We ranked all the deaths in the series in terms of painfulness
Oh yeah,
because he would be top 5 for me.
he definitely would. Yeah, I could see that. I think my favorite character. I don't have any insider information, obviously, but I think my favorite character is gonna. There's the classic mask thing, which we all love, but I think my.
It
I-
always catches me by surprise.
Oh yeah.
Even though they do this in the series, every time they do it, I'm like, oh my god, they did it again.
They do. It starts to become less and less noticeable because in this movie you can tell sort of when it's like, other than at the very end, you can tell when it's like Tom Cruise, like when he's dresses up as like the president or whatever. Like you can tell that's him, and it's like, oh okay, I can see Tom Cruise a little bit under there, but
It's his voice for me.
yeah. So they tend to do that. Like that right there is kind of a Brian De Palma shot with like the blood on the white blanket while she's like laying there. So
No,
yeah, and a great introduction to Ethan Hunt too as a character.
I do have some thoughts about this. And fun fact, they spoil some plot points with the images in this scene. They spoil
I like it. Yeah, but I like that.
and also the editing and the coloring of this scene do kind of bother me a little bit. I find it to be just a little bit too jumpy.
I
A little bit.
I can understand that. The
But it's
But-
not. But it's supposed to be jumpy because it's supposed to be like a match going off. It's not going to be a slow burn.
yeah.
I prefer the editing in the newer ones, but I still love the opening music. The
And-
opening music is still amazing.
And there is a scene we'll get to that's like superbly edited. That's like very smooth in the way a person comes out of the door, through the door, all that. It's really really excellent in how it's done.
And I love the full circle moment with this. Right?
Yeah,
Yes. And I find the first half of this movie to have Romeo and Juliet syndrome, if you ask me. With the whole, after you've seen the movie and you see everybody like working together in the start of the movie,
yeah,
it's kind of bittersweet because you know what's going to be happening in the next like 20 minutes. And you're like, oh my God, it's just so bittersweet to be seeing like all of these people working together because you know what's gonna happen.
true. No, yeah, you absolutely do. And here's John Voight, who is not a good person in real life, but he is a really good actor, and he is really good in this movie.
Razzie winning this year too.
He won the Razzie.
This year.
Wow.
Not for no. I meant like this past year
Yeah, for
4 movies
Megalopolis.
and also Reagan and 2 other movies.
Oh wow. I don't know what other two is in those, but I just remember in Megalopolis, he was absolute peak in all the worst ways.
And okay, Andrew, I wish you could have seen Megalopolis, Andrew, because we would have loved your opinion.
Oh yeah.
It's on. I still have not seen that one though.
I don't know what to think about it.
Yeah. I always love that there's things in this franchise that
Do you see who wrote the screenplay though?
Smoking on an airplane.
Wait, who was it?
David Koepp.
Oh wow, yeah. He's a great writer. And then directed
And
by
he's
Brian.
directing the new Jurassic Park.
If you know,
Okay, now that gets me more intrigued knowing that.
you know this movie's old. You know why?
Why?
The dude was just on an airplane smoking.
All right. But I do want to point out though, I love like there's some things in this franchise they eventually kind of fade off with and don't use as much. But I love that one of the things they always do is the little opening intro, the audio message that will say like this message will self-destruct, and this and that. Like, that's always so fun.
Yes, I feel like it became such a central to like the franchise.
Yeah,
That they're like, oh, we can't get rid of it, kind of like the theme. And what I love is we're seeing the background characters in this scene, and even like when they're starting to do the act, they're showing the characters that maybe are just assisting, and they're focusing on them, which heightens the drama and the suspense, in my opinion.
yeah, true. And yeah, I know. You were just saying prior to this, you should let people know like that. Apparently, John Voight was not supposed to be in this movie.
No, it's because you shouldn't be watching this if this is the first time watch. It's the original actor was supposed to be in it, who played him in the TV series, but he was so mad. It's because it would be like if they made another one, like a whole new series, but they had Ethan Hunt return and he turned out to be the villain.
Yeah. Basically, it's that I can understand why they wanted to turn it down.
You gotta love the playful banter in this scene.
And then the Drake Hotel, that becomes a key thing, right?
The Drake Hotel, yeah.
Gotta love
that one girl who you like barely get to know. She looks like
she looks like she could be played by Julia Stiles.
Yeah, I was going to say Julia Stiles. Yeah. I was blanking on the name there, but yeah.
We're doing a commentary for this, Mike. In 2 years, though, we're going to have to do a commentary for one of my favorite movies, though, honestly.
Oh, really?
Blade Runner 2049?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. That's one of my favorites.
I love seeing the technology in this movie, especially in the 90s.
Yeah, I was going to say glasses with a camera and everything, like the way with some of this technology we even have today, with
that's why it's so much fun to see like old versions of TV shows using like new technology, and us being like, oh my god, that's so dated. Oh my god, we have that.
Yeah, like the whole glasses with a camera in it, like that was Google Glass, so it's like we have stuff like that, but it's really still.
I love this character.
Why does he look like Roger Ebert?
He does.
Do you know who the other guy was based off
of?
Right?
Or like Jerry Falwell.
You know who this was based off of, right?
Who?
Ross Perot.
I can see that. He looks like Matthew Modine. The mask that they have there.
Look.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, right. Just a bit, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. The gum.
The explosive gum, yes.
Do you know what this scene reminds me of, though? And
don't eat it.
Another 90s action movie. Which one?
What?
True Lies.
True Lies. Yeah, I could see that.
The opening of True Lies. Remember, like when he's in the ballroom and he starts dancing with that. I forget the girl's name. Her name is skipping me right now, but I know who it is. I forget her name. Do you know what I mean?
Curtis?
No. The other girl.
Oh.
The one who was in Wayne's World. Tia Carrere.
Yeah, that was it.
Does that remind you of the scene or no?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they have the thing inside the guy's voice, and they're at a fancy party.
Yeah. I could see that, and I love
the lighting too with
the lighting. Yeah, I could see that. I love the first person point of view here that they that they do for it as well with the camera. and yeah, Emilio Estevez trying to pull off his own heist.
But there is so like one thing that like can always confuse me when I watch it. Maybe you guys can help me out later. Do you know what it is? It's about a certain character turn, because the character turns out of nowhere.
Oh, really?
Gene.
Yeah, I could see that. It was just kind of like there was no setup to it.
No.
If there was a little bit more setup to it, then it would be.
See, this is the one that we really don't get to know, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's the one.
And
She's the one that we don't really get to know. The other ones we actually really care about when they die. But
because the other one we just know her because that's Kirsten Stott Thomas.
My issue is I seen in this scene sometimes the characters in disguise look so much like one another. I'm like, who's that? Oh, that's Ethan. Okay,
yeah,
it's not an issue. It's just a little like a little nitpick
I think
thing.
you're supposed to know though. It's not supposed to be a surprise at all with that one.
Yeah, with like this one here, I think it's supposed to look like Ethan. Like you're supposed
because
to
the first one though they did a great job.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like this right here looks like just like Ethan, but you can see the Tom Cruise look on him, and the actual makeup that they use for that is really good. So props for I'll give them credit where credit's due there.
Hopefully that guy though has a bigger part in Final Reckoning. Guy Henry Czerny. I'll point him out when he shows up. Because like he's actually good.
I'm very curious to what elements of this are gonna connect to the first one. Are gonna connect to the last one.
Yeah, I'll be curious as well too. I know.
Or are there because
there's gonna be, I think.
Well, I know Dead Reckoning had elements connect to this one. When we'll definitely get to those elements once they arrive, but I know Dead Reckoning had some.
I remember people did start making fun of this franchise when they said, "How many times is he going to be disavowed, and how many times is the IMF going to be shut down?"
I know, right? And then it has to come back, and they have to do the whole thing again. But I mean, yeah, they make for some really fun and entertaining movies. That's for damn sure.
But I wish they would change the name of the IMF.
Yeah,
because it's so cheesy, right?
Yeah, I guess so. You think that they eventually
the Impossible Mission Force?
You think that they eventually would have adapted to a new name once they were shut down?
My biggest issue with this franchise is I know it's kind of a funny issue, but it's called Mission Impossible. But guess what? They always succeed.
Yeah. It's more so it should be called Mission Implausible.
Or Mission Slightly Difficult.
Yeah.
Mission Slightly Difficult.
Because they always manage to pull it off last minute. Granted, it is last minute. Like a lot of times when they're defusing a bomb or whatever, it'll be like at the 001 mark or whatever. And so it's a lot of times it's last second when they pull off the missions.
Also, great Brian De Palma movie is also Dressed to Kill.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love this shot right here of like the split screen with the elevator.
That you're right. That
really
is a great shot. And this is more of when I was talking about that Romeo and Juliet syndrome. It really kicks in a high gear when you're watching this scene.
Yeah.
Because in like 5 minutes things are going to be turning to shit.
And when you're watching this one for the first time, you don't necessarily know because you're not used to the Mission Impossible franchise. But whenever you get used to it, the things are going to eventually go to shit, and either a character's going to die or they're just going to have to fight their way out of there, you know? And
Yeah, like when I was a
I know
kid,
it
though,
is.
there was no franchise. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, because this came out when I was 7.
Oh wow.
And also, this is a franchise that I don't care about the plot holes. I'm just here to enjoy the franchise. If that makes sense, like these probably movies have holes of the size of Swiss cheese, like in their like throughout the franchise. But we don't care because we're like, hey, we're here to have fun. And these movies are providing the fun.
It's the same thing with like John Wick and other kinds of action movies. Like, yeah, it's you're just there to have a fun time, but for the most part, they stay true to the plot. There's not really a lot of plot holes that are in there. They find a really good through line kind of narrative that sticks. But yeah, this movie.
I've got to give, especially the first movie. Its pacing is top notch.
Oh yeah.
Like the first, I was keeping track of how many scenes I felt were not as interesting, and I could legit count like maybe 1 or maybe 2 scenes in this whole hour and 50-minute to 2-hour movie that I'm like maybe I would have shortened or cut down, but everything else basically worked out perfectly, and none of it is in the beginning.
This is the one.
Agreed. Yeah. Oh boy.
This is like one of the worst deaths of the series.
Yeah, especially it's like, man, that's just rough. Like he didn't need to go out like that. Man.
That was like it. That was like a Final Destination death.
Yes,
I know.
Yes, exactly. I was about to say that. Speaking of another franchise that I've been watching, Final Destination. That gives out.
We're gonna have a long talk, Andrew, with you after you watch Final Destination. Be on a call.
And speaking of,
you know why, Mike?
Why?
He's on 5.
Oh, don't spoil it for him. No,
I haven't said a word.
I've seen one of the spoilers on TikTok. I've seen something on TikTok about it.
Oh shit! I hope it's not.
I hope it's not the one we're talking about.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is the final scene.
Oh god.
Oh well, fuck! You got the best scene spoiled for you, bro.
I'm still going to love it.
Okay, but like it would have been that shock and awe of watching it when you see it. That's why you shouldn't look up stuff like that on TikTok and such, just because like that scene is just so good when you go in blind. Like I had no idea about that twist when I saw it, and then it just blew me away.
I had something spoiled for me in season 3 of Cobra Kai, but it was different because you're like, I was watching a non-spoiler review and they still had something there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You would have had spoiled?
What?
I saw Miguel standing up.
Damn, that does suck. I know.
Okay.
Wow, that I didn't catch that this time.
Here we go.
What?
People dropping like
Did you see
flies.
where John Boy was looking?
Oh yeah.
Time for people to start dropping like flies.
That was a nice little subtle little thing there.
Yeah.
But speaking of Final Destination, you all can join us starting this Friday when we start reviewing the Final Destination movies leading up to the release of Bloodlines. So
I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I'm gonna rewatch probably the first one tomorrow. Take some notes on it. And
yeah, because we'll actually review it on Wednesday, but it'll be uploaded Friday. So
I'm watching in January. I'm gonna give it a rewatch tomorrow.
Yeah.
As well as I have to. The things I do for you, Michael. The things I do for you.
John Campbell.
I am watching Mission Impossible 2 again for this channel.
John Campbell said something though, dude. John Campbell saw this. John Campbell saw this footage at CinemaCon. Ready? What he says?
Yeah.
He said, all I'm saying is, like one of the deaths, he says, involves a MRI machine. He said a person wearing, piercings, right?
Yeah.
And the magnetic things get turned on, he says. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh shoot. Yeah.
Because that's okay. That's not really a spoiler.
No, but I can just imagine what happened though. Oof.
But you know that there's gonna be more deaths in it, huh?
Oh yeah. That's true.
But yeah. I'm not gonna lie though. I don't care. I have worries. That girl is like really, really, really attractive, huh?
Oh yeah. No,
This is such a tense
and then especially the other girl once this is really tense and we got our first little Tom Cruise run there on the stairs. It's not as active as some of his other ones that eventually we see where he's like that.
Wait, that's never explained, is it? Really? That's never explained, is it?
What, him bleeding and then falling over?
Yeah, because remember, remember they show later on is that like he died in his arms.
Oh yeah, like when he's like looking like this and he has like in his head of what happened and everything.
Yes,
I think that is kind of odd.
And he's about to lose his wife.
I'll have to come back to this thing because as I was rewatching this tonight, had to walk away from that to grab another slice of pizza, just so I could. But I needed to see that for sure. But this scene here, I noticed it on this rewatch that, for a movie that has great pacing, I do feel like the other girl's death, not hers, but the other girl's death, is a little rushed because it's like she's just walking over there and then like he's right next to her and then all of a sudden the next shot is she's like stabbed with like the thing in her head.
But again, it's set up that hey, they're focusing on other stuff too, so like Tom Cruise and everything. So it's kind of implied that while they were focused on Tom Cruise, that she got stabbed while
also right there she's like she was back far enough to see the guy stabbing the person. Why would she walk over there to get stabbed? Like he would have had to walk out.
No, it looked like maybe the other guy was getting stabbed. It looked like.
Well, yeah, the guy who's on the outside was getting stabbed. But I thought that she was like reacting because she could see. I mean, we could see like a black glove and somebody there stabbing somebody else, and it was just sort of like you're a spy, you're an agent, you should be observant of like that, to see. Oh, there's somebody stabbing him there. I'm not going to walk right up to that. That's going to kill me. It's like kind of weird. Must not have hired the best spies for the job. I mean, well, clearly he didn't. If you know what happens later, like he didn't hire the best spies for the job.
Even this next scene that's going to happen, is to me like you would think that after this scene it would slow down because that happens in a lot of movies after like such an adrenaline rush of a scene. And the next minute seemed kind of slow because of that adrenaline rush. But the next scene in the restaurant is almost just as intense.
Well, I just want to tell you guys something. I was checking
in my
right now.
There's a lot of intense like dialogue.
I was checking something this week,
and also I love the music in that.
Guess what the real mystery movie was?
What?
Drop.
I almost went tonight, but I wanted to do this rewatch beforehand. But I almost went. I figured it was going to be Drop,
and I heard it's really good.
Interesting, because I know the trailers definitely made it look goofy as hell.
Austin liked it.
Oh, he did? Okay. Oh, hey.
But yeah, also too, you guys know what the knock list exactly is, right?
No, 100%.
And also I
It's
need I need to
the
say
knock list is basically that give access to every single government.
Oh,
The
wow.
The undercover spies.
Oh, okay.
This is what I'm
also
talking
I'm
about, like the
gonna-
blue. This is a De Palma shot here.
Oh, yeah, that blue De Palma shot. And there was one earlier where it like zoomed in on his eye and everything, and those kind of very high, intense close-ups are like are Brian De Palma kind of shots as well.
I'm gonna add, I love the score in this scene, how it builds up and it just adds to the dialogue, I feel.
You think this guy's gonna have a bigger plot, bigger role in the second one? I mean, this Final Reckoning.
I think so because they the way they left off Dead Reckoning, he finds the girl and everything, and I think that there's definitely going to be at least more scenes. I don't know if he's going to have a bigger role, but I know he's going to have like a role to play. I think.
Andrew was confused. He asked me like if this guy's the main villain, and I said nope.
If he's ever done what?
No. I mean, like if this guy's the main villain, and I said no. Right, Andrew?
No.
Yep.
He's of this movie. He's definitely not the main villain.
And do you guys want to know another fun fact that I learned about this franchise?
What?
This is the only movie that there's no gunshots or gunfight.
Yeah, there is.
I'm trying to think.
Or like a
I know there's guns that are like pointed at people, but I don't know if there's actual
remember
gunfire.
He fires it to make it look like he was shot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But there's no gunfights or shootouts in this movie.
Yeah, but
yeah.
And Tom Cruise doesn't own a gun in this movie.
He does have a gun in this movie.
I mean, he doesn't use a gun in this movie.
No, but he holds it at somebody at one point.
I meant to say he doesn't use a gun.
Yeah,
I love this thing. I love this scene.
Pull it.
Because he holds it up the girl after that crazy dream sequence. He's like holds the gun up, like thinking, "Who are you now?" and stuff. But yeah, it's like really good.
Now, Mike, you got to get on another Prime thing too. You got to get on Reacher.
Eventually, there's so much TV to watch. I know.
Reacher is so good. I'm gonna do an after show of it.
Yeah, I'm sure it is good. I'm right now. I'm watching. I'm gonna finally catch up on Andor, and then for season 2, and then I'm also catching up on Hacks because I didn't watch all of season 3, so I'm catching up on that, and then I'm also
Sunday our show comes back.
Is there going to be a season 4 of Hacks?
Yeah, season 4 is coming on April 10th. So,
Andrew, do you still have your Apple TV or no?
No.
Yeah.
You're missing out then.
On Severance, I know.
No, something else now too.
What?
The studio.
Yeah, the studio is hilarious. I think you would love that. And I'm also watching The Pit, which is so good. Oh, man,
on Sunday though, we got to start our after shows too.
So we're actually the first one's going to be the first one's going to be on Sundays, but then Tristan says he does better filming on Monday because of all the stuff that's happening over the weekends for the Lynch Festival and such. So so we're probably going to be most of the time doing them on Mondays, but for the first 2 episodes we're going to do them on those.
What show are you guys doing?
The Last of Us, season 2, so which is also coming on April 13th.
Did you watch it, Andrew?
I need to get caught up on season 1.
Yeah. Really good. Oh, yeah, here's the gum that explodes, the exploding gum, which is like the craziest thing ever. Those poor fishes.
All I can think about is the Steve Carell comedy Get Smart. Got some gum on my shoe. He's trying to light his shoe. The shoe bomb.
Imagine if
This was a big son of the first one.
yeah,
How
this
small
was
it is.
I
Up,
mean
Tom Cruise running.
this was a big oh there you go. There's our Tom Cruise run. Yeah, this is a stunt, but then he has that stunt that he has later on in the building, but that one was definitely one of his.
This is the part where I feel it does slow down for just a few minutes. It doesn't slow down in like a bad way, but it does slow down for just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Until he meets Max.
Yeah, I can understand that. Man, those are a lot of stairs.
There's a lot of them. But there's a lot of Apple TV actors who are going to be in the Final Reckoning part 2. I mean, Final Reckoning. You
Who?
The guy from Severance is going to be in it.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the trailer today. I was like, oh
And
shit.
like, Hannah Waddingham's going to be in it too.
Yeah, and then I also saw her in the trailer today too. I was like,
Doesn't she look like Vanessa Kirby though?
Yeah, that's the thing is I actually had to rewind the trailer a little bit because I thought that was Vanessa Kirby they were showing, and then I was like, oh, that was Vanessa Kirby, and then I rewound the trailer and I was like, oh no, that was Hannah Waddingham. Shit. Oh, he's mad. He's tossing around all sorts of stuff.
Have you guys ever seen the toys for this movie?
Toys? No, I did not.
Oh my god.
I'm sure they're bad.
Yeah.
90s toys were like the worst when it came to trying to resemble an actor. Oh my god. No way. That is terrible. That doesn't even look anywhere near like him.
And they only sold him, that's it.
Oh, Tom Cruise one?
Yep.
Dang. I mean, yeah, this is one. I would say that about this franchise. That's one thing about it. It's not really one to have any action figures because even the films afterwards didn't really have a lot of action figures or
They should have, huh?
anything like that. Yeah, I think that would have been something that would have come out of it eventually. And Job 3:14. There's our 3:14 reference. As someone who grew up religious, I have read that verse, but
I have too because I read the whole Bible.
yeah. One of these days, if I ever start a trivia league as well, that's like going to be a question that I throw in there of like what was the past, what was the Bible verse that Tom Cruise or that Ethan Hunt had to sign into the computer with.
I'll think of some deep cut ones, some really hard ones.
If I ever do get around to doing that Tarantino trivia, I have a few deep cut ones for Tarantino that are like pretty rough. Like I think I actually did it in one of our movie trivia matches where I asked like what brand of dog food does Cliff Booth use for his dog, and they were like, shit, I don't know, but it's like literally right there on the camera. You can see it, but they were like, I don't know the brand. Like everybody was like, jeez.
At least, and then at least you didn't make it. What is the fictional cigarette? Because
But-
I.
But at least
Yeah.
That'd be easy.
that would actually be a little easier because at least they're saying like they say the word red apple or cigarettes, and all that stuff.
Like
And,
in all of his movies, they do pretty much, right?
Yeah, I think so.
A visitor.
Oh. Yeah, this is a wild dream sequence he has here. Kind of, Brian De Palma's done a few horror movies in his past. It almost feels a little bit like a horror scene right here.
I can 100% see that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the way his hands covered in blood, trying to grab him, it's like, yeah. So
No,
he pulls out his gun.
He doesn't fire it.
Yeah, he doesn't fire it. Yeah. She looks like Ana de Armas.
I think they would have casted her if this movie came out now.
Pretty much. She actually would be really good in a Mission Impossible movie. Speaking of someone who would be really good for Mission Impossible movies, Acres of Movies is here. Good to see you.
Welcome back. We haven't seen you.
I know. It's been a while. It says, would Matt Dillon have been good for Mission Impossible movies?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he would have definitely been in there, especially in the earlier installments when, we had a younger Matt Dillon. I think.
Hey, Angela Bassett is in there. Huh?
Yeah. Angela Bassett's in there. She's pretty good.
And so was Alec Baldwin.
And then
I have an Baldwin toy in my house too.
What is your favorite stunt in each movie? So mine's always going to be the Dubai Tower, I think, from Ghost Protocol. That is, to me, I think my favorite stunt.
Mine is the swimming one.
The swimming one, that's really good.
Which one is that in? I forget though.
I think
Him
Rogue
hanging.
Nation, I believe.
It's not my favorite action scene though. That I do have a favorite action scene from the franchise.
Which one?
The opera scene in the 5th movie.
Oh yeah, but which one's your favorite stunt?
On the plane.
Oh, the plane one. Yeah, the plane one was really good too. That's like once he was on the side of an airplane, I was like, dude, there's no way you're gonna top this. And I feel like he hasn't really topped stunt wise being on the side of an airplane. But while I was moving. But I'm like,
but that swimming one, you have to because that was actually him swimming underneath there.
Yeah, that one was cool, and he actually did learn to hold his breath for like 5 minutes or something, from what I've heard. Like during each take, he would do like 5-minute takes holding his breath or something like that. It was like kind of crazy. It's interesting watching. So the box set that this comes in is this one that comes with.
Wait, let me see if I have the same
first to
one.
Fallout, and it comes with this IMF classified like little booklet in there and such.
I have a different one, I think.
But I'm now starting to notice the difference between. Well, actually, I've noticed them a while ago, but with this movie, I can definitely tell the difference between Blu-ray and 4K because I watched my 4K upstairs to prepare for this, and I'm watching the Blu-ray down here, and I'm like, oh, yeah, there's definitely
There is, and people will say there's not a difference.
a big difference. Oh yeah,
And I'm wondering what the box set's gonna look like after the 8th movie comes out.
See, that's the one that I have.
Oh, nice.
I remember I got a Best Buy for like $13.
Yeah, I think I saw those ones were available as well too. That one's definitely a good pickup. I don't know if I'm gonna update it and like eventually just buy another box set when all the movies come out, or if I'm just gonna buy maybe like the steel books of each individual, like 7 and
And then after that, I went to FYE and I bought the
or 4Ks
Fallout.
of 7 and 8.
That's the last one I bought. And I bought that on 4K, I think.
I own Fallout
Yeah.
on digital, and I own the 7th one on digital.
Let me look.
Oh, nice. So yeah, if we get you on for Fallout and the 7th one, then those definitely you'll have easy access to like
Yeah. Yes,
watching those.
and all of them are on Amazon. I checked there. Every single one of them is on Amazon. So I could
With Prime or
Yeah,
oh nice.
that's
yes,
how I'm watching it right now.
yeah.
Cool.
So I have access to literally every single one. So
Cool.
I would be able to be on whatever ones if you were willing to have me on, because I have access to every single one, and I'm going to be doing my own personal review ranking of the series as well.
Here's
So-
here
No, sometime
what?
Letterboxd.
Yeah, which by the way, guys, Andrew has a TikTok. That's probably where he's going to be doing his ranking on. So I assume so. But he has a TikTok you guys can follow him on. Did not know that till recently. So if you guys want to check that out,
and guess how many followers I have, Ross?
How many?
6K.
Wow, that's a lot.
yeah, it's really cool. Brian is here. Says my favorite stunt is Abu Dhabi climb. And my favorite Mission Impossible is Rogue Nation because more focus on Benji. Oh yeah, for sure. That was like
I remember though.
Benji as a
There
character.
was like this one and 3, I think, had the least Luther in them, right?
Yeah, and Luther is my favorite character in Mission Impossible for me personally. I think Luther is the best character. And unfortunately, I have a prediction. Obviously, there's nothing that is confirmed here, but I have a theory for the final one. I think Luther's gonna die. I think that there's a chance they could kill off Luther, and that might be like
Okay, and also too, you know, like I love Ving Rhames too.
oh yeah.
He was the best part of that bad Adam Sandler movie too.
Which one? Because there's a lot.
Chuck and Larry.
Oh, yep. Chuck and Larry. That was a one. He also was. I would love to see him come back in the Tarantino movie because he was in a Kill Bill, or not Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction. But I would love to see him
Who
appear
did
in another one. He played Marcellus Wallace in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, wait, that oh my god, I never realized that was him.
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
that was him from Mission Impossible. So pretty cool.
I had no clue.
Yeah. Hey, they mentioned Virginia, my home state. And this is Max here, which we were just talking before this. Apparently, in Dead Reckoning, I almost want to say, I keep on wanting to say Dead Reckoning Part 1, but they changed it. In Dead Reckoning, Vanessa Kirby said that Max was her mom. So that was a tie-in for Dead Reckoning to this movie, which is interesting.
Oh yeah, too, Mike. The like in the movie, you know, Ving Rhames movie called Blood In Blood Out, right?
Yeah.
There's a cop in there who literally has the smallest gun I think I've ever seen.
Oh, really? Oh my god. That is a puny little gun.
It is even
Although the one in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang that, because I just rewatched that again, that like Val Kilmer has is like that small little gun.
Anchor's movie has a good question. I think I have the perfect casting for him.
Which one? The Simon Pegg one?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. If Simon Pegg said no to his role, who would you have cast instead? Oh, interesting.
That's
Who
what
do
I
you,
would pick.
who?
Martin Freeman.
Yeah, I think that would have worked. Or get someone with that same level of energy and just cast like Nick Frost, but it would have been a chunkier version, you know. But I think Nick Frost is the same kind of energy. I think Nick Frost or a Martin Freeman definitely would have worked.
Oh yeah, too. But like and another thing, Mike, about like movies like Andrew hasn't seen. Andrew hasn't seen Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, dude, you gotta see Napoleon Dynamite. It's so fun.
Again, notice how there is
Yeah,
gunfire.
they hold him out, but they don't fire him in this movie, so that's interesting.
And look, it's Leslie Nielsen. I'm joking.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It looks like him.
This
No, I found somebody who looks more like Leslie Nielsen that I always get him confused.
this is something that what I find fascinating about this movie is it doesn't rely on gunfires and action and such like the John Wick movies do. It relies strictly on its script and direction.
I agree. I think this feels like a spy thriller, more of a drama with an action scene thrown in than an action movie.
Oh yeah.
Where the other movies focus a lot more on action and the spectacle, where this one just focuses on the story.
Now, this is the guy I think looks more like Leslie Nielsen.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's just like Leslie Nielsen. Who's that?
His name is Richard Mulligan.
Richard Mulligan. Shit. Yeah, he does look a lot like.
Here's a better look at him.
Oh yeah, that definitely
Looks a little bit like Leslie Nielsen, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Have you guys seen that trailer for that new spy comedy, Naked Gun?
Yeah, the new Liam Neeson one. That O.J. Simpson joke killed me.
And then the little girl joke killed me. Have you seen it, Andrew, yet?
Yeah, and I'm very curious about that movie because when I think comedy, I do not think of
Liam
him.
Neeson?
I do not think of Liam Neeson when it comes to comedy.
Wait, though, Andrew, did you ever see Ted 2?
Yes, it can work.
And 1 Million Ways to Die in the West. He was pretty. I didn't like that movie, but he was really funny in 1 Million Ways to Die in the West.
It can work, but those characters are side characters.
Yeah,
Playing the lead, so it felt a lot more like, can he pull off a comedy in the lead role, originally played by Leslie Nielsen?
Well, he's doing the same thing that Leslie Nielsen did, where like he played it completely serious, and that also made it funny.
Oh yeah.
And I am going to support that movie.
Disavowed. I love that editing that this movie does too, where it's like it does a lot of those fade shots and everything, which are done really well.
I tried watching a Gene Reno movie recently, and I turned it off. It was so bad.
Which one?
Godzilla.
Oh, is that the 1990s one?
Yeah.
Yeah, not the best there.
It's boring.
It is, but a year before this, he did. Hey, Langley isn't that far from me either, but he he did Leon the Professional before this one. So that's
You know, the
that's a-
girl looks
that's
like
a
she looks
great-
like she also looks like Bernice Bejo from The Artist,
Oh yeah, I can see that.
which I
And
watched
then
the movie again and I liked it a lot.
I need to see it again because now I've actually been exploring silent film. I think I would like it a lot.
You would.
Now that I've been exploring silent film and like actually enjoying it. And yeah, there's my favorite character, Luther.
Does Ving Rhames ever age?
Not really. I mean, he definitely, you can see that he's gotten more. Yeah, he's aged, but he ages good because you can see as the older installments go, he's got a little bit of like, what do you call him? Like almost like he's been beaten up a little bit. He's got a little bit more roughness to his face.
Yeah,
But yeah, he definitely still looks really good. I mean, hey, black people just age really well, you know. They usually tend to.
because he's 65 right now.
Oh, geez, yeah, he is aging well.
Yes, and yes, I even felt like that. What did you remember when the movie You People came out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy.
yeah, he's aging extremely well.
just like the kid from Cobra Kai I told you about, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm. He's saying, "Oh, and I get to keep the equipment after we're done." He's like, "Okay, then there you go."
And fun fact in the scene that we're about to see with Tom Cruise propelling down, I found out something. He
What?
banged his head several times on the floor during filming. That he had to put coins in his shoes to make sure that he didn't for weight.
Oh wow, in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
wow, nice.
I felt like though, like that there was a missing gag at the end of this scene.
Oh, the end of this scene, yeah.
No. There could have been a gag that would have been hilarious that wouldn't have taken me out of the movie at all.
Which really, what gag?
Okay, like you remember when the knife falls and it lands on the desk?
Oh yeah.
Imagine right as he opens up the door, the knife falls, and then and then the alarms go off.
Oh yeah. See that because as I was rewatching it again, I was like actually saying to my mom when we were rewatching, I was like, "Huh? You would think for a facility like this, you would think that a knife dropping would have sounded the alarm, like realistically, but it didn't.
Even if it did fall on the desk.
Yeah, even if it did fall on the desk.
Yeah, because they would have
alarm.
Andrew doing one of those unrealistic parts about this is too though.
What?
They would literally have sensors on the walls.
Yeah.
And then you would literally have a certain amount of time. Like that guy would not be able to just go back and forth in there at all. He would literally there would be a guard standing there telling him basically to make sure that he's there in the allotted time.
Oh yeah, like that up close shot there with the water dripping. Very palm, but and I think if I remember correctly, Mythbusters did an episode where they did the Mission Impossible stunt in this, and then tried to see if I dropped down that far, would you be able to catch the person or something, using your upper body strength.
And were they able to do it?
Yeah, I think they were. So I think they said that it was actually something that was. But I know that they said they did. They also attempted to try to do the stunt in Die Hard on the elevator with Bruce Willis, catches the elevator with his hands. They said that physically is impossible. They said that they attempted it, and
Just like you, what else is impossible in movies too that they do so much too?
what?
Is the whole crawling through the vents.
Oh yeah,
They're nowhere near that big.
no, yeah, they're not human sized enough to be able to do that. Now, I know that there's like a rat up there in the vents, like, you know, that type of stuff, sure, because those are animals, small animals, but like an actual human, no. This actor's aged well too.
He's actually a really good actor too. Hey,
Yeah.
Mike, would anything make you leave the newest Mission Impossible movie? There's only one thing that would make me leave, and I'm being serious too right now.
What?
Is if Carrie Ellie was going to say he's the bad guy in all the movies, he was a secret henchman leading everything on.
Oh my god. That, or if there was somebody else, if they did something like a Luther saying that he's been the villain the whole time or something like that, like if they would do something like that, then I'd be like,
What if Alec Baldwin came back to life?
and then he shoot just so he can shoot the cinematographer.
Yeah,
I do have an Alec Baldwin toy too.
They're actually releasing Rust. I saw the trailer for it, so kind of interesting.
See?
That does not look like Alec Baldwin.
That's not bad though. In the Shadow though, that's from 1994. Alec Baldwin.
I guess. Yeah.
I'm surprised they're releasing that movie.
Same.
I'm surprised that Alec Baldwin isn't just like, you know what, shred that movie. I want nobody to ever see that movie. Because once that movie comes out, they'll be like, what was this movie? Oh, this is for Sean the videographer.
See?
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not an exact replication of him for sure.
No, but it's not like compared to the Hook ones or the Mission Impossible ones.
Yeah, compared to those, yeah, definitely not.
Hold on. Alexa, stop. Sorry, my alarm goes off at 8 p.m. every night.
Yeah, there you go. It's 11 p.m. for me here. So, even
I want to announce the channel too, though. It was Tori's birthday, a few days ago.
Yeah, congrats. That's awesome.
I got her a nice gift too. I got her a promise.
Oh yeah, the promise ring. Yeah, you showed that in the group chat.
Did you notice what it is though?
Yeah, isn't it the One Ring?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the little markings on it, which is really nice. If I ever find myself a Lord of the Rings fangirl, I definitely would have to do that. Get her a One Ring promise.
She's not really a fangirl, although it just seemed like it's the first series we watched together as a couple.
Oh, then yeah, that is special.
But yeah, and guess how much it was too? I told her too.
How much?
$10.
Oh shit, that's cheap.
And it's stainless steel.
Wow. But did you get it online or something?
Yep, Amazon.
Amazon? Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love this whole how they pull this off.
It's one of the most tense scenes in the whole movie.
And one thing I wanted to say about this that I think makes this scene really effective. So we were talking about how earlier when at the diner, how the score helps build that scene. But I love how this has no score.
And I love the lights. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you have no score and it's just the sound of the operating or of the room and just the sounds of everything, it's just it makes it oh god, what's gonna happen? And you don't know. There's no music to kind of predict it for you. Hey, a man's got to sneeze.
Andrew, have you seen that Gene Reno movie though? Called what's it called? Leon.
Nope, Leon the Professional. I've heard of it.
That's in my top 30 favorite movies of all time. So I definitely love me Leon. I actually doesn't have an anniversary this year. I think 1995, right?
Oh, I think 6. But though Heat has an anniversary, so
yeah, Heat is definitely one we're gonna have to do.
and Jumanji. Guys, we almost did this or the Goofy movie, honestly.
Yeah,
And-
because Goofy movie has a anniversary today, but the documentary is now out on Disney Plus. So I will be watching that.
In December is my all-time one of my all-time favorite movies turns 20 this December, and I would like to possibly suggest this for the channel.
Oh, really? Which one?
The Producers.
Yeah. We'll see.
And also King Kong also.
King Kong. Oh, yeah. That's
And
good
and
point.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh,
That
no,
one-
they had, no. Oh, no, they actually had the anniversary last year of Leon. It was 1994. Forgot about that.
Okay.
But fantastic. Yeah.
Hey, I'm still gonna harp on this until it happens. You know what I think that should happen though?
What?
Every single streaming service has something like X-Ray.
Yeah, that would be really nice. Because I do really like that about Amazon Prime. I also would love for streaming services to start incorporating, like, for stuff like this, talking about, like, have a section for, like, anniversaries, and, like, whenever you click on the movie, it'll tell you, like, when the anniversary of the film is. So then it's like, you
Yeah,
can
and
watch
also too,
it on that date. It's like pretty cool.
Or just as getting close to the anniversary, put it like on the front page.
Yeah, something like that. That could be cool.
Hey, heads up, this month is these movies are having their anniversaries.
Sometimes Paramount Plus does that. Like I noticed with Collateral and Collateral at an anniversary, they like a couple days before they had like a 25th anniversary is what it was having. Or 20th. Yeah, they were having the 20th anniversary of Collateral.
Apple TV Plus, so has a version of it Apple TV has a version of Extra. I just forget what it's called. It's called like In Scene or something like that. You know which one I mean, right?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Insight.
Insight, yeah.
Which if there's a season 2 of the studio, we're gonna do that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I do plan on still covering the studio, like once it's all done. Like,
me too. Andrew, you should really get on it. Do you know why, Andrew?
Why?
They talk about the Barbie movie.
Oh yeah.
They're looking for the next Barbie movie, like in terms of IP, Andrew. So guess what they come up with?
What?
Kool-Aid.
To do a Kool-Aid Man movie about the Kool-Aid.
And did you speaking of the Barbie movie, did you hear the news today that there was a change?
What?
Change. Apparently Minecraft was undersold its projections and it made enough money so that it beat the box office of the Barbie movie.
Wow.
But hey, because like a Barbie movie 2 has not been confirmed yet, right? Or
not yet. No.
I thought I heard somewhere that it was.
I don't think
not
so.
yet, because she's still working on her Narnia movies and such. But man, he is lucky that line is holding him up right now. Because what if it like just snapped all of a sudden?
It almost does, right?
Or just like, Jean Reno's character almost like holds up. Which, by the way, yeah, I agree with that. Like it's almost completely, because right here he's helping him. Like if he was trying to turn on him, don't you think he would have just dropped him? instead of, I guess he's trying to make it seem like he's a good guy or whatever, but
This is a crazy fact, though.
oh yeah.
Okay. No, since Mission Impossible, right?
Yeah.
No. I mean, since Top Gun, right, in 1986,
Uh-huh.
guess how many of Tom Cruise's movies have failed to make $100 million?
How many?
Only 6.
Wow. And I'm sure that most of them are Mission Impossible movies.
No, but remember, he's done a lot more than that, too. I'm
Yeah.
saying, no. I'm saying only 6 have failed to make him.
Only 6 have failed to make him.
Yeah, only 6 have failed since 1986.
Wow.
That's a bigger deal, right?
Yeah, that is a really big deal.
Ones have failed.
Oh, that's a De Palma
There's
shot.
I think Magnolia didn't make $100 million.
Oh, but that's one of his absolute best.
And then, I forget. There's Cocktail did it.
We'll discuss Magnolia when we do our Paul Thomas Anderson ranking around the time One Battle After Another comes out. But that's a while from now.
Mm.
Oh, that was a stunt right there. His other stunt of dropping super low and then someone catching
You know why he's
him.
moving his arms like that?
Why?
Imagine he stops moving his arms. What'll happen? Look.
Oh, he'll just fall.
Yeah, think about that, right? How close he is?
Yeah, that's true. And
This shot.
this shot right here. This is what's cool, and this is a very De Palma shot too, because De Palma loves his close-ups, and this close-up with the water dripping and everything. It's very much kind of Brian De Palma shot, but really great. And it's so close. It's so nerve-wracking. Man, you have to have a lot of upper body strength. You'd think they would have prepared for this better. Why does somebody have to hold him up the whole time? Why couldn't they have, with all the technology they have, you don't think that they could have a machine that could hold him in place? It's kind of. Also, I just realized something.
What?
So you know how his hands are this moving?
Yeah.
And everything? You would have to turn your whole hand like this, and it's hard to keep it flat, I think, like that with the water to drip down, especially when your arms are waving, try to keep yourself up, and then you have that fast reflex. You'd have to that's something that would be really hard to do.
But yeah, they would have sensors on the walls and stuff, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think they'd have sensors on the walls. You'd think they'd have a video camera in that room for sure. And then this knife here. The moment it hits the table, you think an alarm would sound off, but it's perfectly on the blade side.
And then it should have hit the ground right as he's opening up the door. It should have gone off. That'd be a funny gag, right?
Yeah, that would have been really funny.
But this guy's been in other stuff I've seen though.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but I know I've seen him in other stuff.
His name is Rolf Saxon. Let me look up what else he was in.
Nice.
Apparently he's doing Saving Private Ryan.
He's just oh shoot.
I hope this is true.
What?
I just looked up his newest movie he's in.
Is he going to be in the new Mission Impossible?
Uh-huh.
What? That would be cool, dude. That would be a nice little surprise for fans. So there you go. There's
Apparently also the narrator of
there's a tie-in.
Teletubbies.
Wow. Yeah, you could see in Jay Reno's face that he's up to no good. What's that shot called where it's like that, where it's like the people are zooming in, but like everything else around them is like blurred? I forget what it's called.
Close up.
It's a close up, but I thought there's another word for it.
But also too, you know, like the eye shot's called an extreme close up.
Yeah. Sure.
And also to the medium close up, do you know what that's called?
What?
Cowboy shot.
Cowboy shot? That's cool. Why do they call it the cowboy shot?
You know, like it's how they'll shoot from the waist up.
Oh yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Like the rulers who had gold.
Look at this, see?
Houses.
That's why. That's the cowboy shot. See?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because
Medium close up.
It's used in a lot of westerns.
Yep.
Nice.
To be honest, this movie is pretty fast paced. Like we're already, I would say we're getting
We only got
towards the end
about
of the
half an hour
second
left.
act.
Yeah.
I think we're getting towards the end of the second act already.
And this movie though actually does like have some subtle bits of humor too.
Yeah, like that. Oh, what's the matter? You haven't seen this
No,
before?
no, coming up too. You'll see what I mean. Did you catch what he does later on?
What?
One of them tries it.
Tries the
The trick.
Oh yeah. That's funny. Damn, he is actually a magician. Because it went from his hands to her pocket.
And apparently that wasn't edited. That was an actual close-up magic thing.
Oh wow. Made it disappear again. Dude, you're like blowing my mind here.
This reminds me of The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, I see that. I'm surprised Tom Cruise has never played a magician. This makes me want to see him play a magician.
Hey, he could be he could be 1974.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree that Jay Reno's turns feels very kind of rushed.
I get it.
See?
Yeah, the Drake Hotel. Placed by the Gideons. And then they make a little joke about that at the end there where he's like, those damn Gideons. Always
Also,
dampen.
The Usual Suspects turns 30 this year.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Along with Toy Story.
Oh, nice. We'll definitely have to do one for Toy Story.
And Get Shorty also has one.
And then Almost Famous, I know, has a 25th anniversary. That will definitely do. And then Gladiator is a 25th anniversary. So hiring him was actually her idea because she suggested him, and she's like, "I'd apologize and sorry for recommending him to you."
Okay,
he
so it's not
definitely- that's Luther.
as we thought, right?
It's not as what?
It's not as left right as we thought, huh?
No.
His turn, I mean.
No, not as left to right, but it's
I'll be right back.
but he does kind of appear out of nowhere at the end.
I remember he did though, like have the knock list though. Look, see,
He did, yeah, he tries to do the same trick. That's funny. Oh, I almost thought I said Donald Trump. I was like, wait, what? I said Donald Hunt.
you would fit into this movie though.
Yeah.
This is a very, very De Palma shot.
Oh yeah. With the blues and or the window, yeah. Oh wait, how did he know he was in England?
They have a, like they could pinpoint it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Uh-oh. You notice that, huh?
Yeah.
Milos' movie's kind of hard to follow. It is, but it's not, right?
Yeah, you have it's one of those things where you have to really pay attention. I felt that same way with Fallout. That's why I really loved Mission Impossible Fallout. Is I had a friend who he saw it with me. He's like, "Man, okay, I think now's a good time to go use the restroom." And he was almost about to go up and use the restroom because he really had to go. And then, like, literally just a few seconds later, there was an intense scene that he's like, "Oh, I couldn't have missed this, or I would have been lost." And here's that epic twist. He's still alive. Baby, what? Plot twist.
Yep. But do you know whose turn actually feels more than Jean Reno, though?
Who?
The girl.
Oh, yeah, because she's, it's really just the end. where
No.
they mention that.
I love it when movies do this and they show you a scene from earlier, but with a new perspective.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I love it. I love it when they do that. It's like, oh my god, it feels like you're realizing something that you didn't see earlier, and it makes rewatches more fun and interesting. Because as you're watching that first scene, you're like, oh my god, what if that probably happened? You know?
True. Oh, so Kittredge is the mole.
Mm-hmm.
Or so he says.
Yeah, or so he says. Yeah, so this kind of confirms the so earlier when I was watching this, but my mom was like, "Oh, is this shot like supposed to be all in his head, or is this just like for us to see?" And I was like, "No, this is just for us to see. Like this isn't in his head because it would have been Kitteridge doing all this, but you're seeing John Voight is
And he's piecing
Yeah.
together that he's lying.
yeah
See, and he does fire the gun, right?
he fires the gun
Okay,
at
that makes
himself, and he does fall over into the water. So that was actually
I remember that. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe I misremembered it, huh? I can do that sometimes, huh?
yeah, we all do. And then that's the knife. So you get so he was in on it by stabbing her. Yeah, see, and she's like walks over there. She freaking sees this guy. He didn't stab her immediately. She's really looking at him like, "You're a guy with a knife." And then he's just like looking at her. I'm like, she literally had time just to run away. I don't get what she did.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, there she is. So that's how she was involved. Why, Jim? Yeah, why? There you go. Now he's figured it all out.
What do you guys think of I'm happy that Tom Cruise doesn't put like musicians in his movies, huh?
Doesn't put what?
Like musicians in his movies, huh?
Yeah.
Because there's now another one who's trying to get into acting.
Who?
Jelly Roll.
Really? What movie is he in?
He's doing an episode of Fire Country and he wants to start acting, he said.
Oh boy. But yeah, I definitely hope Tom Cruise does play more villains because he's only ever played 2 villains, I think, in his entire career.
One of them was kind of a villain too, so technically 3.
Yeah.
In Caps, and then what's the other 2? I know in
Interview with a Vampire, wasn't he?
That's debatable.
And then Collateral, he definitely was. So
yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah. So
speaking of Collateral, you know how Mark Ruffalo's in it, right?
yeah.
I'm getting worried for Mark Ruffalo though as an actor a bit.
Really?
I'm getting already tired of his whole playing weird characters with a weird voice.
Yeah, but he does have in front of the White Lotus, you'll see a little advertisement that will show a bunch of new shows coming, and they show like footage for Peacemaker, the new season and stuff like that. But but apparently Mark Ruffalo has a new series coming out on HBO, so, and it looks more like a cop drama, so that should be him going back to his.
But you get it right, though, or no?
No, I get it for sure. I mean, he's good at those quirky roles. Don't get me wrong, for sure, like he is. But
you are worried about though too.
What?
Okay, there was an actor that we loved that started out that way who was really good at it, right?
Yeah.
But then he took it too far with it. Johnny
Which one?
Depp.
No, Johnny Depp. Yeah. Yeah, he did go a little far with it. And I feel like even Jim Carrey has done that in the past. And, you know. So yeah, they did tell you at least early that she was involved by her exploding the car.
Yeah. And he knows it, huh?
Yeah. And so you'll see him in a second here disguise himself as a Jim, which she said Jim was her husband, which like, dude, he's like old enough to be your father. Like, holy shit.
Are you still awake, Andrew?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Just tell you, Andrew, because you're not replying to anything that we're saying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just thoroughly invested in this movie. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Now, I really do love how we're getting to the point that yes, we're getting to like the ending action scene, but at this point in the other Mission Impossible movies, we've had like 3 or 4 other, high intense action scenes.
What do you think the resemblance of that like watch wristband was? Because he held that for a while and like looked at it and examined
Maybe the
it.
time thing, like so he could get there on time.
Yeah, but it looked like he was looking at the like rubber part of it. I don't know. I was like, huh.
I don't know either.
It was like kind of interesting.
This is the final shot here too.
Oh yeah, with the hands.
Maybe that's a subtle way of saying Tom Cruise like subtly giving him information, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you get this watch made out of rubber, it means that the plan's a go. And get on the train. If it's not, then do not get on the train. Basically, but again, that's just a theory.
Which, speaking of, one way that this ties into Dead Reckoning is that film ends with Kitteridge on a plane or on a train. I mean, and then this film ends with Kitteridge on a train. So it's kind of interesting. It's like full circle.
Hey, nowadays, that guy reminds me, the one who's with Max all the time.
Yeah.
Don't he remind you of James McAvoy a bit?
Yeah, that's it.
And did you ever see that movie though, James McAvoy's movie?
Although that is one that I'm not getting tired of. Because coming from Split to then seeing stuff like Speak No Evil, I'm not really getting tired of seeing James McAvoy doing his whole.
No, do you know why I'm not too?
Why?
Because he's playing a different. Because he's playing a different type of crazy in it.
Yeah.
Andrew, have you ever seen those Speak No Evil?
I am not Speak No Evil, but I have seen Split. I need to watch it again though. I need to watch it like years ago to prepare for Glass.
Like it or no?
It was good, but I do want to watch it again. It was to prepare for when Glass is coming out.
Yeah. Which I think Glass is extremely underrated. But that's just
I do too.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that. I saw that in theaters, but I haven't seen it. But I haven't watched it since. And this may be a stupid question, but the dude playing Kitteridge, is he the same actor in all the movies?
Yeah. He's only been in 2 movies.
Yeah, he's only been in this, and he's been in Dead Reckoning. He came back for Dead Reckoning.
Which I was so pumped about. Remember how excited I was?
Oh yeah, that was really cool. But we have seen that actor in other films. Like he appeared in Scream 6. and he appeared in Ready or Not. So like he's been in few.
You guys hear the Scream news today?
Like that. No, there was Scream news today.
Yeah, kind of like in other news. Water's wet.
Oh, really? What?
Jenna Ortega
Basically,
came out and said something today
About why she?
Yep.
it wasn't scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, we knew that. Yeah, it's most likely the whole situation, because that's the thing, is she left the project the day after the day after Melissa Barrera was gone. So it was like,
Okay. She says that kind of made her decision, but then she said it really made it.
what?
Was the final. Was when Radio Silence left.
Yeah. I do hope that company, which unfortunately it ties into Mission Impossible, because they've also done, I think they've also do some Mission Impossible movies. Skydance, I hope they go under one day.
Why?
Because they're the ones that caused this whole drama on screen. So,
which we're not going to get into the political reasons why they did it.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Would you be
What?
okay with them still being a company if the CEOs, like if the people that made the decision weren't there anymore?
Oh yeah. Like if they got fired and then changed the their rules, then that'd be totally fine. This is an example of it being actually cool. It's like the mask, because earlier in the movie it was like, oh, you can still tell it's him, but then this was like, oh, that's cool. How it was set up.
And what I love is how this is the only like major action scene, so it makes you like feel like, oh yes, it makes you feel excited for it to happen, more excited if that makes sense.
I thought the water was an action scene though too.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely an action scene, but it was smaller. It wasn't like
I mean for like the longer, more intense style action scenes, like the one that we're about to get, and like the car chases, and
they stamped it, didn't they? Those damn Gideons. But here's my thing. Why is he asking all surprised that like he knew about him when it's like just earlier they talked and he was like, why, Jim? Why? Like, you know, like he basically at the table there confessed it to him that he was.
But he was expecting for him to actually think Kittredge was the villain.
I guess. Yeah, maybe he didn't make it clear enough that he figured Jim did it.
Okay. Was that me or is that a blow up doll over there? It looks like it, huh?
Really?
Okay, if they go to the white dragon, you know, like it's up on the wall. See?
Oh,
look behind.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't think it's a. I think it's something wrapped in bubble wrap. I think.
Okay, but you see why I could think that though?
Yeah, that was kind of strange. That would have been like an airplane reference with the blow up doll.
Yes.
Except this is a train, but yeah. Oh yeah, this is a cool reveal. The glasses are back.
Yep.
That's why he gave it to him.
Yeah.
The watch.
Oh, the watch. Oh, that's why he gave it to him. Yeah, because of so he could have the camera on there. That makes sense.
Oh, Speaking of Mission Impossible, guess who does the theme song for part 2?
Shooting your own. What? Who?
Limp Bizkit.
That is super fitting for that movie because oh my god.
I hate the theme for that movie
Because
because
Andrew, you got to see The Fanatic in order to understand Limp Bizkit.
Oh yeah.
I'm not talking about Limp Bizkit. I mean the fact that they changed the opening theme from the do that
Yeah.
the other movies are known for at this point.
It's almost like when they did Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. Halloween 1 has your do 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 do, and then like Halloween 2 has like almost like a 8-bit video game style to it. It's like I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, what is this?
Yes.
I was like, I have
And
no idea.
from somebody who loves theme songs as much as me,
Yeah.
and in orchestration in theme songs, it makes it feel really weird because this is one of my favorite themes of all time. And in the second
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna change it."
And I hate to break it to all of y'all who are watching this. No, Tom Cruise was not actually riding the top of a train as it was speeding on ahead like this. This had a little bit of movie magic to it. So they, I think, from
Nowadays, he wouldn't let that.
whatever. Yeah, nowadays he definitely wouldn't have let that, and he would have done this whole stunt on his own. But them doing this was, I think, from what I remember, it was like green screen in the background, and then there was like a little rig that they set up in the studio, and they were.
This is shot in in a studio, one of the biggest studios in the world.
Oh, really? Which one?
Pinewood.
Kindwood. Oh, whoa, yeah. Yeah, then like he just kind of appears out of nowhere here. It was like, oh,
We should still talk about
Oh.
Mike though, like
Raven.
we should do a video, just you and me together, about like when we went into that Studio 12 at Universal, how we could feel the history.
Yeah, that was
Because Andrew's one of the biggest sound stages in the world we went into.
And
Jurassic Park was shot there.
And also, like Batman Returns, they said, King
Yeah.
Kong got
I
Casper.
can we just watch what's about to happen, because there's a line at the end of this movie that makes me laugh my ass off.
I know
We need to see what is going to happen
Oh,
to
we know.
understand
You are
why I
fucked,
think
buddy.
it's so funny. Okay, so you saw the
Yeah, but watch this CGI though, guys. Everyone.
Oh yeah. See, this CGI right here. This is what doesn't hold up today for me. Is
It
the
looks like
CGI.
rubber.
It does. It is not look good.
It almost as bad as the Spider-Man CGI.
The from which Spider-Man?
The original.
Oh, the original. Yeah, yeah. But the train sequence of Spider-Man 2 tops this sequence because
Yeah.
that whole train fight is incredible. Yeah, and I know that they have like wind machines going off too that really blew all over them to make them like to make it look like they were actually on the train.
So is this action scene better than the movie Bullet Train or no? You've heard extremely mixed things about it.
Yeah. Bullet Train was extremely mixed, but and doesn't help too that Bullet Train was a movie playing in the background when I had my first kiss with my last girlfriend. And we know how that went. So, oh, that is really close. Yeah, that everything else about this movie pretty much holds up. Like the performances are all good, the action, the writing, all that
The
all
story.
holds up. It's just really the CGI in this thing that doesn't hold up. But and then he's got the gum.
Okay, yeah, there.
Yeah, the way the fire is. It's like,
It's still better than Baywatch's fire.
yeah. God, don't even start on that fire.
Are you ready to hear my laugh out loud line from this movie?
Oh, that is close.
Are you ready to hear my laugh out loud
Missed
line?
it by that much. What is that spy movie from?
Guess
That
Mark.
Spy-
It's from the show too.
It is. I had to just pass it out.
This is not my favorite. This is not my line
Yeah.
coming up that makes me laugh.
Not as good as Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. So, yeah.
It's the one that the news reporter is going to say in a minute that always makes me laugh.
Oh yeah. The freak ass helicopter
Yeah.
lost altitude.
A freak accident? That is not a freak accident.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, but
Like
But the
it's
Humpty
like a
Dumpty
freak
Center Wall
accident
still
when
works.
a helicopter went through a tunnel. Like I'm like, that is not an accident. That can only happen on purpose.
Oh yeah.
That is the line that makes me laugh. Like it's like that is not a freak accident.
No.
Humpty Dumpty, though.
Yeah. The Humpty
It's-
Dumpty one was just so random because he looks at the camera as he says it to you. It's like, the hell? It was-
You have to start the third movie's review with you just looking at the camera. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
I don't think that's from the third one, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was from when I
Oh, I
when
Yeah.
think
he
he
did-
had longer hair, though.
but
It
it might have been one. I think it was one of his disguises that he was in for that scene.
I can almost bet money that
Yeah.
that it was the third movie. I know it wasn't the second.
No.
Well, the second's the only. Well, the second and the fourth are the only ones where he's had sort of long hair.
Okay, yeah, it was third, actually, because they made a soundtrack out of that. A soundtrack song.
Yeah. Yeah, here's your video cassettes right here.
It literally, no. It's literally in the score. That's the actual track on the CD.
Oh wow.
I love this full circle moment I was talking about.
Aruba, perhaps.
Right?
Yeah. Because didn't they mention that earlier?
No, remember, remember the same girl and she did it to John Voight.
Oh yeah, she did.
But
what was that about? Like, because he looks at her like that when she mentions like, cinema from the Caribbean, Aruba perhaps or something like that. And he looks at her like that. It's like
Because like he's figuring out, he's thinking, okay, I can't even go on vacation,
yeah,
or I can't go home. Actually,
true. I mean, that's the thing is it's you can't really have a love life if you're in this. You can't really go on vacation. It's like being a spy in MI. An MIF would suck, but or IMF would suck, but
the Impossible Mission Force.
yeah. But that is Mission Impossible, guys. That is the original Mission Impossible from 1996. Still holds up for the most part today. Still really strong kind of spy thriller that with some great dialogue, great performances in there, and a lot of like tension built up in there.
Great tension.
Yeah, so it's a really good kickoff to our Mega Impossible commentary series. So we're excited to do the rest of the movies for you guys. So we will be back next weekend when we do Mission Impossible 2. But what do you think of how did this on this watch hold up for you, Ross? You're muted.
Sorry, I pulled a Steven Shepard. I just pulled a, I love this one. It's one of my favorites in the series because it has a good story. Spy stuff sometimes doesn't even want a lot of action. I just like the storyline of this one a lot more than you have the good villain, and everything. And then it's kind of, even though it didn't mean to, it's set up for the rest of the whole series in a way.
Yeah. I especially with like Luther and Ethan Hunt's kind of friendship, it built it. You see it build there at the end, and then they become like the closest of buddies as this franchise goes along.
I agree even more. I love this movie. I love the fact that it's not like that. It feels different from the new ones.
Yeah.
But it at its core feels like a Mission Impossible movie, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, that is what I love. I feel like this almost while the other ones feel more so like big action spectacle with great writing still and all that stuff. This one feels a little bit more in line with like the show. If you've ever seen an episode of the TV show,
Exactly. I've never seen the show, but I get that.
Agree. I haven't seen the show completely, but I've seen like a couple episodes just to kind of compare. And yeah, this definitely feels more in line with
the
that
show you would like, actually.
Kind of stuff. So yeah, I think I would.
Show.
I think I would like it fully. I've only seen like a couple episodes of it, but I liked what I saw of it. That's for sure. But yeah, I think that this is a great spy movie, and honestly, I think if the 8th one sticks to the landing, I think it'll be, which I assume it will, then I think we can.
You won't? You said won't.
No. I meant to say will.
Right. And didn't he say it won't?
I think you said it will.
Yeah, I heard will.
I heard him say it won't, honestly.
But I think it definitely will stick the landing, and if it does, then we are in for maybe the greatest action franchise ever. So
I don't know. James Bond is pretty.
There are some really bad James Bond movies, though, bro.
Yeah, there's some James Bond movies.
Die Hard, though.
That there are some really bad James Bond movies to the point where like I would pick Mission Impossible 2 over those James Bond movies. Like if you put them in there. So yeah, Die Hard's a good one, but it does have a good day to Die Hard. Like the rest of the Die Hard movies, it's like, yeah,
still 4 out of 5. Still, I mean,
yeah, that's but at least I think the reason why I'm saying that for Mission Impossible though is because it would at least be 7 out of 8 that are all exceptional. But yeah, that's the first movie, guys. Make sure you like this video, comment what your favorite Mission Impossible movie is, what your favorite stunt is, all that good stuff that we talked about on the stream today. And then
go back into the movies.
Yeah. And thank you, Akers, and I'm sure you're going to tune in on our other videos.
Thank
it's
you,
good
Brian.
to have you. thank you, Brian, for commenting. Thank you, everybody, for
Thank you, buddy.
tuning in who checked this video out. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Make sure you ring that notification bell so you don't miss a video. This is your mission. You better choose to accept it. Or the fate of the universe is in your hands. With all that said, our some stuff coming up on the channel. Of course, like I said, we're filming it in a couple days, but on Friday will be our Final Destination review series that we're going to start up for you guys, and we're going to be doing those every Friday. So y'all can be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then we are also doing a Last of Us Season 2 after show discussion. So that'll be on April 13th is when that one starts. And then, of course, the monthly mistake drinking game I have coming up. We're doing the See No Evil movie with Kane. So that should be
God,
that because of WrestleMania happening this month. So also was like, hey, let's do a wrestling movie, and it was like,
does he like it at all or no?
I don't think so, but I think it was one of those ones where it's like, I think he has fun with it in a so bad it's good kind of way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's but he doesn't actually think it's like genuinely good. So, and I'm kind of in the same boat, but yeah, so that's everything we got coming up, guys. So make sure you don't miss it. Also, my Halfway to Halloween series is coming up. I got some cool guests coming on for that, so be sure to stay tuned for that and much, much more. We will see you all in the next video. And until next time, stay classy, my friends, and keep on watching those movies. This video will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.